to think about yours, like as I'm speaking here, but follow me now on the overall journey. I talk a lot about living with poise, and you may be thinking, so what's the overall journey? Where is the, when does this, what is the goal here? When do I know I will be living with poise? And this is what I want to share with you. So as I said, it's a journey. So it's a process that we are all going through, and there are stages of it. So as a quick recap, what do I call poise here? Poise is about authenticity. It's about confidence. It's about abundance, prosperity. It's about grace. It's about self-love. It's about fulfillment. It's about success. So this is living with poise, poise and living with poise. Okay. It's about owning your life mission and renewing awareness of who you are by depoisoning. Okay. So from stage 1 to stage 5 here, and I'm going to walk you through each one of them one by one here. You will be living with more poise, as much as you can also work on your depoisoning, deconditioning, and everything else. Okay, I just want you to focus now on the message here on how does it feel to be in one of these stages. Okay, so the stage 1 here is of the journey is actually the stage that we are all starting, consciously or unconsciously. So it's the oh my God stage. It's the one that we feel lost, we feel afraid, we try to plan and control a lot our life in terms of either planning a lot or thinking it should be in one way and it doesn't happen. It takes a different direction. We think we have a lot of problems. We are the problem, or everybody else is the problem. We feel the roller coaster of emotions, and we are not looking at all at our journey. We are looking at everybody else. So think about a journey as you sitting in a car and like you're lost, you're afraid, you don't know where, you don't have a GPS, you're in a place where you have no GPS, you're just freaked out, and you said, look, actually the GPS lost sign, you keep looking everywhere, and you keep thinking there is a car that passes by, where is that car going? You look, it's like they know where they're going, why don't I know? Why am I so lost? So you keep with all these existential questions going on, or just living normally. But usually it's mostly you're mostly living out of chaos, okay, freaking out all the time, and the funny thing is that you want to fully control your life, but ultimately you have no control of your life when you are living in this in this vibe, in this energy, actually. You're not empowered, you're not self-possessed of who you are and what's your life, what do you want, because you're just looking around and trying to understand where you are so you can think about where are you going, and not looking inside. Okay, then stage number 2, it is the really, I call it really, I will come up with new names for each stage over time, but I wanted you to think about the dialogue, what you say when you are in this situation. So the first one is like, oh my God. The second one is really, because you start recognizing that your mind, you cannot trust your mind, those bad thoughts that come to you, lots of self-doubt. You find a lot of people that criticize you, that challenge you. So usually, like, relationships are very challenging in these relationships, and if you're in your career, you could be facing bumps. Things are not really going as planned, but you start listening to that voice, and that voice starts like embedding in you. You start believing, but there is something inside you that starts kind of questioning is like, are these people that are criticizing me, or are these thoughts really, should I trust these thoughts? I mean, should I really care that if I am in that project, in that work, or in that relationship, is that person the person that I really wanna marry? Like if she, I don't know, if that person ditched me, is that something that I really wanted? Was I sure that that person was really somebody for life? Mm-hmm. Was that job or that project, was it really critical part of your career? Was it like now or never? Is that person that the person, like your boss, is that person so like such an expert that anything that tells you as a feedback is really the ultimate feedback? It's like, it's the wisdom in person sharing you that critical or destructive feedback? Usually no, right? If it comes with that the destructive energy. So I'm working on my voice. So you keep still looking around and getting dizzy, like, but at the same time, you start looking for things. You start, there are like great people you meet, there are opportunities that may come up. You start doing some self-work, and you start seeing your potential. But you see all that, you know, you like deep down, you know your potential. You see that there are people that recognize you for that. You have like good examples in your life of signs of everything you can have for life, career, work, relationships, but you don't consistently take action. So that's why I say really, because it's like you know, but you're very shy about it. You start seeing that, but you're divided between that negative voice, the critical voice, and the poison itself, and and the possibilities of a better life, a positive life, true love, and everything else. Okay, so that's stage 2. It's like an awakening that's happening here. Okay, so you know that there's something that needs to change, but you're kind of still lost. Then there is stage 3. I call it, well, let's see, because you know, you recognize that you start understanding your potential. So you worked on yourself, you had realizations, you've done courses, therapy, or you just had an insight, a download, or something like that, and you realize what's your potential, what would you like to do with your life, what would be more aligned to your nature, to how you feel, but at the same time, you still struggle on how to implement it. You start looking back and you look at, it's like, oh my God, how much things that went wrong, how much time I wasted, because now you start seeing the light in the end of the tunnel. You see what were you missing, giving too much voice, giving too much attention to criticism, to bad thoughts, and to self-doubt. So you start, then you start to work on releasing the excess luggage, okay? And you try to do the right things, because you learn this is what you have to do. You do, you, as I said, take courses, I don't know, talk to do mentoring, talk to your family, whatever. And you realize that you can start doing these are the right things that you need to do, but you're not fully aligned with the right reasons. So, when there are times in which you do something because you think you should, and not because you really want to, the energy that comes out of that, the outcome, it's difficult to have success doing the right thing without being without having like the best of intent, the right reason, as I say. I'm not talking about something harmful, but I'm talking more about the shoulds, and when you're not fully aligned, why are you doing that, and it's not really fully embedded in you. So that's why it's, well, let's see, because you start trying, you start putting yourself out there. Then on stage 4, you've got this, right? So you start looking ahead, you start feeling more confident and content, you're open to possibilities, you know where you want to go. Say, okay, I want to go in this direction, and this is the path, the path, or the kind of path that I want to take. And yeah, and then you start developing resilience because you have an idea of what are your goals about, what do you want to do, what your values are. But the idea here is that doesn't matter how many times we fall or how many times things get challenging, like roadblocks on the way. The idea is that you always rise. You know where you want to go. You know who you are. You know your intention. So you keep going. You start aligning the right actions for the right reasons, and you start collecting the rewards of this release of luggage work. So you keep releasing all the excess luggage, and you start collecting some results. So you're feeling more satisfied. You start feeling you start receiving more success, feeling more successful, receiving more external recognition. But ultimately the goal is that you feel more satisfied and you feel more fulfilled, right? So this is stage 4. And then stage 5, ultimately, it's about looking and feeling good, right? So you start fully enjoying who you are. You really have fun. You have amazing success, satisfaction, impact. You do not get distracted along the way. You know where you want to go. You know that song, I feel good. That's one of the songs that comes to my mind when I talk about this stage. And you start becoming a role model even without effort, because people see you living your life and loving yourself so much that it's contagious. Okay, so this is it. These are the 5 stages of the living with poise journey, and we are all depending. I know that depending on the topic, you could identify, say, look, at this topic I feel like stage 2, but on other areas I'm more on stage 4 or 5. But overall, the balance, the idea is that you can, thinking about, especially about your authenticity and self-love, if you think about in which stage are you, and of course your contentment with your life mission, which stage are you now? Just think about it for yourself. Okay, that's it. I feel now I'm on stage 4, and in a few topics, like a few challenging topics, I go back sometimes to stage 3. Okay, but I feel now I'm on stage 4, like I've got this. So think about which one are you in, and keep those guidelines as a way for you to understand where are you and where do you have to go towards.